How to dream again. How to start dreaming. Sounds crazy, but for a lot of us, we've lost that skill. We're going to talk to you and help you get it back. When we can live life on our terms, on a holistic level, taking into account not just our business lives, but also our health, all of our relationships, from friends, family, partners, the world changes. All right, so if you're one of those people out there that's like, man, I hate to admit it, but if I'm really honest, I've completely forgotten how to dream. I've lost that skill. Well, first off, I want you to be patient with yourself and understand that you're not alone. The lifestyles that so many of us are living, our society has put us into this just total reactive shit show all day long. All we do is react. Very, very rarely do we actually stop and invest the time and energy to start dreaming again about where we want to go, let alone building a plan to proactively transition to how we're going to achieve it. But if that's you, I promise there is hope. And I've dealt with lots and lots of people who've gone through this. It's amazing how many people, big transitional points in life seem to hit the major point on this. Probably one of the number one is when people have an empty nest. Kids are gone. They're like, oh crap. I like my wife, but I don't have a clue who she is, and now the kids aren't here as a distraction. Number two, when people sell a business, they transition out of a business, and they suddenly, I have everything I want and I don't have a clue what it is. Oh God. Or it could be even, could be just a transition in careers, similar to selling a business, or it could be a big health scare. But it's when people actually invest the time and energy to slow down and go, holy crap, I'm not sure what I'm doing. And I don't really know where I want to go, and I'm not sure how to dream anymore. Sometimes it's even happening with kids coming out of college. It's crazy, but they're not sure how to do that. Now, part of that is the way that our brainwaves are work, and that the different ages that we go throughout our life. You know, as infants, we are basically constantly dreaming and absorbing everything that's there. As young children, we end up having this dream state where we're incredibly creative. We're absorbing so much. It's where, like, if you've ever played with a small child and she wants to be a dolphin, and you play dolphin with her, you're a dolphin for like 3 minutes. But then she actually ends up being a dolphin for the whole day, because her brainwaves, where she's at, she's in this ability to dream all day long. Now, there's another state that we go through, and it's kind of like a hyper-awareness. It's almost a fight or flight state. And as an example, if a deer prancing on the lawn, sees a mountain lion, deer like freaks out, runs away, gets away, safe. 10 minutes later, that whole thing shakes off, and the deer's back to a normal state. But human beings are the only animals on the planet that can relive that and put themselves in that fight or flight mode, in that reactive, scary mode, just by thinking about it. And a lot of us live in that space. What happens is we aren't necessarily thinking about, we lose that ability to dream because we're in that fight or flight state. And a lot of times it's self-induced. So part of this is, first we have to assess where we are to define how and where we want to go. Now, what you can do, and this doesn't cost you anything, you can go, it takes about 10 minutes, is you can go to our website. It's called lifeon-yourterms.com. lifeon-yourterms.com. About halfway down the page, there's a tool called the balance wheel. It takes about 10 minutes, and it'll give you immediate results. And they'll look something like this. And it's going to have 4 different quadrants to help you define where you are. Now, the purpose of this is you have to figure out, where am I today? And then how can I start getting a little bit of time so I can invest that time on getting stronger and better? So if you come up with the idea that, wow, I don't feel very strong about my time, what are some opportunities that I can do to take better control of that? How can I be more proactive? If I'm not happy with my health, how can I start doing a walk or whatever it is? But to start transitioning to get stronger. And I specifically talk about this in other videos on this channel on how to use the balance wheel. Once you've defined where you are, you know, how can you make some small improvements, small incremental steps? Excuse me. All right, so once we have that, then the next step is going to be to start defining, where do we want to go? What does that look like? What would it be? Where do I want to go? And with this, it's really important to think about what you want to be, where you want to go, not how. So often we get wrapped around the axle and start, well, I can't do that, or I can't do it. We come up with all these things because we're worried about the mechanics of how we want to get there. So for this next step, I'm going to beg you, please, don't worry about how. Don't worry about how at all. Just if you knew, use this phrase, if you knew without any shadow of a doubt that you couldn't fail, what would amazing look like for your life? Now, in the past, when I've done this, I used to just say that on a broad stroke, and people would be like, okay, yeah, I want a bigger house and more money and whatever. They'd come up with 3 or 4 things and their heads would kind of explode. So instead, the way to keep it easy is, again, go back to your balance wheel results and think about each slice of the pie. So for your relationships, for your family, your friends, and your partner, just list out 3 to 5 bullet points a year from now. If you knew you couldn't fail, what would amazing look like? And just write those down. Again, don't get wrapped around how you do it. Just list them out. Just start listing those out. Then go through, what does it look like for your family? What does it look like for your spouse or partner? And then also go through and do it for your health. What's it look like for your physical health, your spiritual health, your mental health, and start to build these together. But what you're doing in this process is you're actually forcing yourself to create a visualization, which is a different version of a dream of where you want to be. Once you do this, it'll help you to get kick-started and start moving forward on how you achieve this. Now, we have additional tools that are available, and you're please, if you, if you have questions, please don't be afraid of reaching out. We also offer certifications with a whole litany of tools that walk people all the way through to where we start people, we do the assessment, stabilize, then we visualize where it is people want to go. We have another tool called a life-changing goal, which is a big BHAG dream, which is a lot of fun. And then we go through and create a strategy on how you achieve it. And with the strategy, you can actually have your own roadmap that actually helps you get exactly where you want to be. And then lastly, how do you hold yourself ruthlessly but compassionately accountable? Now, we have some folks who are coaches who come and get certified in this, and then they can get that, so we can hook you up with a coach. Or you can do the course online if you want, or just check out the videos. There's a lot of free stuff on here that you can use. It's going to help you get a long way down the road. Hopefully you found some value with this. If you have any comments or questions, love to see them in the chat. Please subscribe, check out some of our other videos, or we'd love to hear from you at lifeon-yourterms.com. Keep smiling.